Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Morning Hook. This is June 15th. It's Monday, and I want to welcome all of you. I'm Karen Whooley, your host. I am pre-recording this video because this week I am unable to actually go live at 7:30 a.m. and I didn't want to disappoint you, so I'm doing some pre-recorded videos this week. And actually, if you've never met me before, like and subscribe and hit the bell so that you can be notified when the videos go live this week, because I'm doing a special series. And a lot of you may or may not know that I self-publish books. I have been for a long time. Actually, my very first one was self-published back in 2002. However, my current lineup of books started in 2012, and it started with this book. It's called Crochet Rocks Socks. It's the first book I self-published on socks, but it's the second book I ever published with socks. The first one was actually done with Leisure Arts called I Can't Believe I'm Crocheting Socks. Anyway, this book is kind of a love letter to me and my music that I absolutely love and grew up with. I was a teenager in the early 80s, and a lot of these songs are either based on family liking certain bands or not liking certain bands in a couple cases, to absolutely my favorite songs ever written out there. This book was published in 2012, and it has 7 sock patterns in it. I'll show you those in just a second. But I want to let you know this was published in conjunction with the Sheba guys. Here's their logo. Shannon and Jason Bowlesby helped me with this book. Shannon got the model and taught her all the fun moves that you're going to see in here. He helped actually stage all of the way she's modeling the socks, and actually used my daughter as well. There's a couple pictures in here with my daughter. And Jason did all the photography, and he did the complete layout of the book. Now, currently, this book is only available on my website as in print, because I used to print it through Amazon, and over the last couple years, they have been unable to use the files that were originally created for this book. And I didn't want to try to get it all figured out. And so I found another place that will print these for me. And actually they print them for a lot less. So, but the print is available from me on my website, and the link is in the description below. And you can also get it in digital format from me or on Amazon, because Amazon will still do the digital format. So I'm not sure what's going on there, but that's the deal with this. So let's talk about this book now. This book is written in the traditional way I used to write all my books, all my patterns. I've changed a layout just a little bit in how where I put my chain 1 and turns or whatever I'm using. That has changed over the last 14, 15 years. So that part is different, but it's actually still the same as I always do. You've got your text, you've got your stitch charts, and you've got some information. Now with each sock, I'm going to go through each one. This is the first one. It's called Blue Suede Shoes. It's for Elvis Presley. And you can see here where the model, she's amazing. She learned all the classic moves of Elvis, and that's how we got all the photography done. But every one of these patterns has a story to go with it. So this one talks about how Elvis was the king of rock and roll, and how I really didn't know who he was because I was still young in 77 when he died. But it's the 50s era, and that's my parents' era. My mom always talked about the 50s and the poodle skirts and all that stuff. So that's kind of where this all comes from. Here's a good picture of the socks themselves. They're beaded cuffs. They're kind of fun. And then the second one is Brown Sugar from the Rolling Stones. And again, this is his, what's his name? Mick Jagger's girlfriend at the time. This is kind of the pose that she did it back in the day. And those are the socks. They're lacy socks done in some really awesome yarns. And I should mention too, this book was done with all hand dyed yarns. And the two companies that I used were local to me. Actually, they were in Oregon. And both of those companies have now closed. So you're not able to get these colors in the brand that I recommended, but you can find another hand dyer that'll do these colors. Anyway, okay, so third one is Deadheads. Now Deadheads, Grateful Dead was a big when I was in high school. And so of course I had to do the Deadheads tie-dye. And this yarn that I picked out was done so that the socks give you kind of a tie-dye look. Here's a better picture. If you look at it, I used the Catherine wheel, and the Catherine wheel took the colors of the variegated and made them more tie-dye because the Catherine wheel is a circular pattern, and so it gave you some really fun tie-dye looking esque fabric for the socks. Okay, We Are the Champions is the next one that she's also on the cover. That's the classic Freddie Mercury pose. We Are the Champions was huge when I was in grammar school in the late 70s. I remember this song, the cheerleaders, when I was in 8th grade, doing a routine to this song. And it's just one of those songs that's classic. Everybody knows it. Everybody loves it. But the reason I picked it, one of the reasons I picked it, besides being one of my favorite songs, is the year that this came out, the book came out, it was an Olympic year. So I did a gold, silver, and bronze tube sock with a cable that kind of mimics the look of the Olympic rings. I mean, it's just a single row of rings, but you can kind of see right there where you kind of have a mimic of the rings, of the interlocking rings. So these are tube socks, so they're athletic. And so that kind of just all combined together for the Olympic year. So that's why it's dyed gold, silver, and bronze. Okay, this is one of my favorite socks in the whole book. It's called Born in the USA, and the photography, I swear, this is just amazing with the red, white, and blue socks hanging out of the back pocket. If you've ever seen the album cover of the Bruce Springsteen album, Born in the USA, that is the way it looks. Is just it. So these are more, and this was again red, white, and blue striped socks, or variegated, and it gives you this cool little pattern. I'm going to see if I can find a better picture. Here's a better picture of the socks. You've got a lacy leg and a solid foot. And then if anybody knows me, the next two, my best friend and I, we've been best friends since 7th grade, still best friends. And Prince really came out and hit the market running when we were in high school. And when Purple Rain came out, this was like our album. So here is our Purple Rain. Purple Rain, Let's Go Crazy. I could show you dance moves. You don't want to see the dance moves that we used to do, but I can show you dance moves. I mean, in high school, that was like all the craze was Prince, and even into college, Prince was huge, absolutely huge. So, the reason these are called Purple Rain, I don't know how well you can see that. Oh, actually you can. They have the elongated stitches, or what we call spike stitches, and it kind of gives you that rainy look. They're all different lengths, so you get that kind of look of rain coming down. So that was my Purple Rain socks. And finally, the very last pattern, anybody who knows me, and a lot of you crocheters know this from the beginning, since 1983, when the first song Runaway came out. I have been a Bon Jovi fan forever. Since 1983, I was 16 years old, was listening to KMEL radio in San Francisco, and Runaway came out, and my whole carpool realized that I was going to go nuts over this band. So, Bon Jovi, Bad Name is the name of the socks. You can kind of see the socks. These are knee highs, and knee highs back in the 80s when all of this was going on, I did knee highs here, but we used to wear tights with seams up the back. I mean, whether they were fishnets, they could have been black tights that had seams up the back. That was just the thing. I mean, anybody who's been around knows the 80s and the way we dressed, and that was just one of the things we wore. So these socks, I'm going to pull them up as close as I can to the camera so you can see there is a cable that goes up the back of the socks. That is the knee high. It's a 2-stitch cable that goes up the back. Otherwise, they're solid socks. And that is Bon Jovi. So that is You Give Love a Bad Name. Anyway, so that is my book, Crochet Rocks Socks. I'm so excited to share it with you. It is available on my website. I wanted to let you guys know about it. It's been a long time since I've actually gone online and talked about this book, and I just got I've had the books for a little while, but I haven't had time to get on and share about it. So now you get to know about this book on socks. A crochet friend of mine designed this logo with the guitar, with the crochet hook. Everything back then was brown and pink for logos for me, and so that's why you've got everything. Even the charts in here are brown and pink, because that was kind of the thing that I was doing back then. You can see even my logo here, the KRW Knitwear Studio, and it has the butterfly and the ball of yarn because my grandmother had passed away in 92 and I started designing in 98. And so she's kind of my rock, my butterfly who's always around there. It's kind of a symbol of new life. And so for me, the butterfly, it reminds me of my nonna. And even though I don't use it anymore in my crochet world, that butterfly means a lot to me. And every time I see a butterfly, I think of my nonna. So anyway, if you like this book and you want to find out more about it and see the pictures up close, go to the link in my show notes or the description below and check it out. It is available on my website, and the digital version is available on my website and on Amazon. So check it out. And again, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe, hit the thumbs up button if you like this video, and make sure you ring the bell so that you get notified every time a new video drops, whether I go live, which I will be live next week, or whether it is a pre-recorded video. So thank you so much for being here, and I will see you next time. Bye, y'all.